Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Mark. Sorry I haven't posted for a while. I got injured at work, and when I'm injured I really didn't feel like doing anything. And so I'm gonna do a little video today and get you guys up to date a little bit about what's going on. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of anything the past few days because okay, anyways, I want to bring you guys up to date about what's going on. I haven't been able to do a whole lot lately because I was injured at my job, and I injured my elbows, the ligaments in my elbows, and so I really wasn't in the mood to do a whole lot. I couldn't go running around. The last thing I did try to do is I tried to do a diving thing with the seaplane, and I lost my keys in the ocean, so that kind of set me back a little bit too. It took me a couple of weeks to get my stuff together with that too. And then there was 1 week where I was hacked like every day for every couple of days that my computer was being hacked. And I want to get into that topic too, because some of you out there may be experiencing a lot of the same things, because what's happening is you have a whole bunch of guys on the internet who are teaching people how to hack computers, and they're doing it under the pretense that these guys are going to turn around and try to help people protect their computers. But what they are really doing is they're actually turning around and hacking people's computers. They're doing it for a lot of different reasons. Some of them are just high school kids screwing around, seeing what they can get. Some people are stealing credit card numbers. Some people are stealing information on your computer for identity theft. Some people are trying to look for credit card numbers on your computers. So you have people hacking your computer for different reasons. And then you have a whole army full of people who are, like, there's people who are hacking for political reasons. There's Democrats trying to hack Republicans just to screw up their computers so that they can feel good because they attacked a Republican. There's Chinese who are trying to attack Americans just because they're Americans. And there's Russian trying to attack Americans just because they're Americans. So there's a whole lot of hackers out there trying to hack your computer for a whole lot of different reasons. And there's thousands of people out there trying to teach these guys how to hack computers. So it's becoming an epidemic. I got hacked, my mom got hacked, and I want to tell you about a couple of the ways that you can get hacked. One, if you're downloading pictures off of Facebook, that's a primary place where hackers will post. Basically what they do is they take a picture and they'll embed the code inside the picture and then post it on Facebook, or they'll post it on Twitter or post it on Instagram. If you download that picture to your computer, if you just download it to your computer, that's not going to hurt anything. If you look at it through files, that's not going to hurt anything. The way you have problems is if you click on the image. If you click on the image after you downloaded it, then it'll run the script. And it can do anything. There's all kinds of code that you can embed in those pictures, and it can do anything. Okay, so how do you combat, aside from not downloading the pictures? But it can also happen, like you have a friend on Messenger and they send you this cute little picture. Oh, look at this picture, it's really cute. And you click on that picture to check it out, and boom, you're infected in your computer. The script will run on your computer. They can also embed inside video files, but I don't know a whole lot about that yet. I'm still studying this stuff, but I have figured out the pictures thing. And what you have to do if you want to combat this problem, if you have a whole bunch of pictures on your computer that you got off the web and you want to make sure that they're clean, the way you do it is you have to get a program that reads exif files inside your pictures, because every single picture has exif files on the inside of it, and inside there they can embed the code for the bug. And antivirus programs are not going to find these. So in Linux it's pretty easy. You download exiftool, and in Linux you can run, in the terminal you can run exiftool minus all and star.jpg for every single directory that you have pictures in. And it'll clean every single JPEG file in your, or JPG file in your directory, in that directory. And then you're going to have to run it again, the same command for PNG files. And I go star.jpg and then run it, or star.png and then run it. And then after that it's going to create .jpg underscore originals for every single picture that you had. So that then you have to run another command, rm, to remove, and I go -f and then star.jpg underscore original, and then that'll delete all those original files. So then your folder will be clean. So that's how you remove it. In Windows, you're going to have to find a program that can edit exif files inside your pictures, and you might have to go through and do one by one because Windows is a little bit more clumsy than Linux. But that's how you clean it. Now, aside from that, just delete anything that you think might. Another way you can do it is if you configure your file manager to read the size of the files. That's another real tricky way that you can figure out which one's got the bugs. If you configure your file manager to read the size of the files or display the size of the files when you open it. If you're opening up a folder inside File Manager, or even in Linux, if you're using the File Manager to open up the directory and you are just looking at the files, as long as you don't click on anything, it's not going to run the script. So you can open up the files and look at it. And if you see a picture file that's got like 135 megabytes, delete it. Delete it, because there's no picture that you need that's 135 megabytes. The highest you should have is maybe 12 megabytes, something like that. That's like for a high resolution pic. If you got a picture that's got 135 megabytes on it, just delete it. And anything that's high, even I would be suspect if there was anything that was like 12 megabytes, because most pictures are very, very small, like 1 megabyte at the most. So if you have a lot of pictures that are over like 5-6 megabytes, I would seriously consider deleting them. If you don't know how to run an EXIF tool or EXIF tool to be able to delete the stuff, just delete the file and don't open it. Don't click on it, just delete it, and that'll clean your folder. So that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is that hackers will ping your computer. That's like a handshake. It's like a hello for computers. And hackers will ping your IP address to see if your computer responds. If you study how to go into your computer and make your computer so it won't ping back, then when the hacker tries to ping your IP address, it won't respond. And then they won't know if they've actually connected with you or not. So if you can do that, if you go in there and you remove the ping, that will help make you invisible on the internet. The only time you have to go back and redo that is if you're trying to diagnose your network. You're going to need to be able to ping your network. But as long as you're not having any problems with your network, you can go on YouTube and try to search out how to remove the ping from your computer. And you can do it in Windows and you can do it in Linux. Once you remove that ping, you become invisible on the internet and the hackers can't see you. At least as far as the ping is concerned. And then, how do you know if you've been hacked? That's a thing I should talk about. If you've been hacked, the symptoms that I've had in the last few weeks is that if you're on YouTube and you're watching a video and all of a sudden the video shuts down and you didn't shut it down, that's a good sign you're hacked. Another way you can tell you're being hacked is if you're on YouTube and all of a sudden the screen starts flickering and you get a blue screen and it keeps flickering, just shut your computer off. Other ways that you can be hacked is if you, for example, buy a set of used keyboards on eBay, for example, Or if you buy a flash drive on eBay and it's from somebody that you don't know, or it doesn't come with an official like Kingston package or anything like that, if it's just some off Chinese brand or something like that, they could be selling you what they call a rubber ducky. And that you plug that into your computer and it looks like a flash drive. It operates like a flash drive, but it's actually giving remote access to somebody else to your computer. And every time you plug that thing in, it'll give remote access to your computer to the hacker. And if you have a keyboard or a mouse that you bought, they can go in and put the rubber ducky inside the mouse or the keyboard. So every time you plug that keyboard in, as long as you're using your keyboard, that hacker has automatic remote access to your computer. And the same thing with the image files. If you download the image file and you click it, or what I found when I was being hacked was I downloaded one of these free wallpapers from one of these free wallpaper sites, and I had it as my desktop, and I didn't realize it, but every time I was booting up my computer, that script was running that was embedded inside the wallpaper, and it gave the hackers remote access to my computer every time I booted up the computer. So that's another example. Now you might be asking, well, why don't they make these things illegal? Well, actually, this type of software is actually legal because business managers like to spy on their employees. And they actually sell this stuff, and it's getting better and better and better, and it's get to the point where you can't even delete it anymore. So that's why I say this is becoming an epidemic. So everybody needs to know about it. Everybody needs to start researching this stuff and learning how to protect their system, because it's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse, because every day all these thousands of people are teaching thousands more people how to hack computers, and they're going to want to toy around and see if they can do it, and they're going to probably try to do it with your computer. So you guys just need to know about that stuff, because it happened to me, and that's one of the things that slowed me down with making YouTube videos, was because I was too busy trying to protect my system and clean out my system. I had to reformat one of my hard drives because it was so deep in that's another thing. You download an app, you don't know where this app came from. It's a really cool app, does lots of tricky stuff. Well, that app might have a thing in it to give remote access to the hacker. Or another thing that they put inside these things is a keylogger. A keylogger records every single keystroke you make on your keyboards. So if you get a keylogger on your computer, it'll record every single keystroke that you make on your computer and send it to the hacker. And that includes all your credit card information, all your everything, every single thing, all your passwords, all your user IDs, every single thing that you type into your keyboard, it'll send to the hacker. And yeah, by using these kind of things, it's easy for them to gain access to your Google Pay and charge up all kinds of money, or they get access to your PayPal and they'll empty your bank account. It's really easy for them to do all kinds of stuff like this. So everybody needs to double check their system and make sure they don't have anything on it. Now, what I'm running to protect myself is I have one solid state hard drive that has absolutely nothing on it. It just has the operating system, and that's it. And what I do is I use that. I have the operating system and a couple of browsers, and I use that to access the internet. And then when I'm offline, if I want to use a lot of my files, I have a whole nother hard drive that I plug into my computer to access all the files on my system. That's completely separate from my operating system. So you have to completely isolate your operating system so that your files, all your pictures, all your videos, all that stuff that you normally play around with, that's got to be on a whole different hard drive, and you have to unplug it from the system. Because one time I had one of the hackers downloaded a bug into my system, and I used to turn the Wi-Fi off, or the internet off, on my computer. I didn't unplug the cable, I turned it off on my computer. Well, one of the bugs that I got was actually able to, it automatically connected the Wi-Fi to the internet, and when you normally connect to the Wi-Fi to the internet, you normally automatically save your password and user IDs for the Wi-Fi, so it'll automatically connect. Well, they utilized that weakness, and it would automatically turn on my Wi-Fi and automatically connect to the network. So you got to be careful about that stuff too. When you're offline, pull the plug out of your out of the back of your computer. That's the only way you can be safe, because they have scripts and stuff that will automatically turn on your Wi-Fi or automatically turn on your internet, and you normally save all those passwords on your stuff, like your browsers and stuff, so it'll automatically connect. And you have to really double check all this stuff now. It wasn't like that before, but nowadays it's getting to be an epidemic. But so one of the ways I cleaned my system was I used the exif tool on Linux, and I did -all star.jpg and cleaned every single directory in my computer with all the image files, and then I did it again with star.png files. And but TGA files doesn't work with the exif tool. I have to go through TGA files, and one at a time I have to clean them out. But yeah, you have to go through every single thing that you think. And another thing that's suspect is PDF files. They can embed a virus in a PDF file, so you have to isolate the PDF files. One of the things that you can do is go through, and if you're in Linux, you can change the, make sure that the files, one dead giveaway is if you're looking at the exif info and you see that the picture file is an executable file, you need to change those things so that the pictures are not executable. Wait, I'm losing my rag. I got a lot of wind out here. I'm sorry if you're hearing the wind, but I have to put a rag over my camera so that the wind don't get it too much, and the rag keeps blowing off. Not a lot I can do about that. But anyways, if you see a picture file that's designated as an executable file on your system, just delete it. Just delete it. But otherwise, you want to look at some of the other things, like a PDF file. Check the permissions on the PDF files and make sure that they're not executable. Because if you have a PDF file that comes into your computer and it's designated as an executable file, that's another big red flag. Make sure you just delete it. And those are the kind of things that you can look for. You can go in and also get Process Manager on Windows and Linux, and sit there and look at all the processes, and that'll tell you what your computer is actually doing. But I don't know that many people who are going to sit there and stare at the Process Manager all day looking to see if their computer is acting funny. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I'm going after the problem myself and not having to sit there and watch and see if anybody's hacking me. But if you want to do that, if you want to sit there and watch and see if anybody's hacking you, you can look at the Task Manager and the Process Manager on your computer, and you can kill any processes that are running that look funny, and that will help you manage what's going on inside your computer as well. But those are a few tips that I wanted to give you for anybody who might be having problems out there, because I know a couple of other YouTubers that are having problems too. Another big thing that a lot of them are trying to do is try to hack people's YouTube channels. They're trying to hack. My Facebook channel got shut down for like a week, and I had no idea how they did it. But anyways, these things are happening, and like I said, my mom got hacked. She had $500 stolen from her credit card. So these guys are out there, they're doing shit, and they're trying to do shit every single day. So you may not have gotten hacked yet, but you want to be on guard, because they're out there, they're doing it. And the people who are teaching this stuff are teaching it every single day, and the people are learning it every single day, and they're going to go out and they're going to try it. So that's something that you have to be aware of. And on top of that, then you got the FBI who's trying to hack you. You got the Chinese and the Russians and the Democrats. So you never know who's going to be trying to hack you. Just beware. That's all I wanted to let you know about. Aside from that, in the future, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to set up a how-to channel. So I'm going to actually go step by step through a lot of these things and show you guys how to do this stuff on my how-to channel. And that way I'll give you a little bit more information, because it was a little hard for me to find the information on how to fix these problems. So I want to do some how-to videos on how to actually fix these problems, and maybe that'll help some of you guys out there. And in the future, I also have a model channel I'm setting up. So if there's any models out there that want to do some swimsuit videos, I'm setting that up. and I have this channel that I'm working on, and the Mark's Awesome Adventures channel that I'm working on. But like I said, the past few weeks I've been really wore out, and I was injured because of my elbow, so I haven't been able to do a whole lot. But I'll see if I can start getting back into it, and I'll keep you updated. I have 500 subscribers on my Mark's Awesome Adventures channel, so thank you to everybody who subscribed on my Mark's Awesome Adventures channel. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll keep you updated, and keep watching. And if you like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.